Hello, welcome back to Always a Boy. Now, on this one today, I have got an old LawnFlite with a Quantum flat top 35 engine on it. I would say it's really new. I've got to see what the code is on the engine yet to tell what the age of it is. It pulls up from there. It's got a solid aluminium deck on it, which I love these aluminium decks because they just last forever, don't they? It does need a lot of TLC on it. The handles, I think, they're going to need a little bit of a spray job. So let's go and have a look, sort of like a closer look at this one. So as I said before, it's got a nice solid aluminium deck on here, which is nice. I've not done one of these Quantum 35 flat top engines. If I bring it around to the front, if the cable's going to allow me to, it's very clean on the front here of this head there. It's got really a lot of dirt inside it, so it's going to need a good clean up. I think I'll take the wheels off as well, give those a good clean. I'm just going to pause the engine for a minute as I turn it around and show the other side. Right, so this is this side of it. What I've noticed, I've only just noticed it inside. I don't know if you can see, but there's a wheel there, but it's got a cog there, which is for the pulley. So I want to investigate that, just to have a look for myself as well. Come around the front on this side. It does has the normal Quantum air filter box on it. So we'll turn it up and we'll look underneath. As you can see, the aluminium is really nice and clean under this, so it has been looked after underneath, and the blade don't look too bad. I'm burning my legs here next to this fire. So what we do is we'll take it outside, and because there is some fuel in it, and we'll see if it runs. Right, what I've done, I've put some fuel inside the head there, and we'll give that a go now. Well, you see, I think all that needed was a little kickstart, little spray of some car cleaner in the head there, and that got that running. So there was a little bit of fuel left in the carburetor itself. I think there's hardly any left in the tank. So what I'm going to do is just take it apart, give it a good clean. I think I will put the carb in the ultrasonic cleaner just to give it a clean as well, and give it a good tidy up and give it a service. And then I think I might even just touch up the paint on the side of the deck just to make it a little bit more presentable, and then I think that's going to be on that one. So let's get on with it. Right, it's getting a bit dark in here. I need to sort out some lights, but I want some waterproof lights in here, really. So we'll take this flat top off. I want to see what that pulley system's all about, where it's on the side rather than on the top. I've never seen one like that on these Quantum engines. I don't know what bit, I'm going to have to do this bit slowly. This is a first for me on one of these, so oh, it's like a nest inside here. I will take that off because there's a lot of dust inside there, so I will take that off. There is some screws in there, 8mm screws by the looks of it, and there is a flat, I think it's a bit of plastic, so let's go have a look closer. Let's have a look at this air filter, see how bad it is. Oh wow. Well, I think that's seen better days, don't you? So So that's going to need sorting out. We'll throw that straight into the rubbish bag. Keep that in there. Trying to see what else we've got to take off. I might take this off just for now. This throttle cable. That's it. Just so it's out of the way. Oops, I lost that. Oh, I might have to take these cables off here. What I will do is I'll take this oil filler off. So when I take the fuel tank off, I'll put the oil filler back on so no rubbish gets into the engine. As you saw, it did run quite nice. And then I need to figure out, that's it, can I put that around the other way to sit in there? That's it, they can sit that way. Put those in the tray. I have noticed down below, we're going to show you. Right, I have noticed here there's actually an on off switch just here for the fuel. So I've turned that off at the moment. So that's on. So that ain't too bad. So now I need to figure out where these screws are on this to take the fuel tank off. I know there is one here. So I've got that one off. Apologies, I'm holding the camera. Alright, so we'll take that off. Yeah. Alright, it comes off. That's all there is to it. So, I see. I think there might. Yep. The cover actually holds the rest of it on, so it's just that one there. Afterwards, once you take the cover off, and as you can see, that all lifts off. Right, so now the fuel tap's off. I can take the fuel pipe off on this end. Hopefully, anyway. Sorry about that. I just knocked the camera. We take this off. It needs to loosen a bit more grip on it. So the fuel tap's off, and as it happens, I can't hear nothing inside that tank. But I do like that. Now, why didn't they leave this on the newer versions as well? I do like this fuel tap which is built into the tank. Why they changed that, I don't know. Let's take the spark plug lead off a minute. Yeah, so there's this cog system. It's like an I would say it's like an electric start one. As soon as you pull it, it sort of engages. You see how when I pulled that, it shifted inwards. So that's how that one works. Yeah, that's not bad as it happens. But anyway, the engine is really dirty. It does need a very good blowout everywhere inside it, so I'm not going to bore you with just giving all this a good clean up with the engine. I'm going to try and get it as best I can, I should say, and then I'll come back to you when it's a bit more cleaner. Right, so as you can see, I've given it a clean up the best I can at the moment. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to take the exhaust off because it's got a bit of rust around the front. I'm going to get rid of all the rust and give the exhaust a complete respray, because behind the exhaust there on the engine, it is very dirty. And then I'll be turning it around, and then we'll start on the carburetor. Now, I don't have an expensive white brush on like a bench grinder type thing, so, and I don't have the room really. So this is the one I come up with. You just put a clamp on that. And where you see the rust, what I do is, it doesn't need a lot, just to take the top bit off, it's just so I can spray it. It's no good trying to spray over rust unless you've got the right stuff for it. It doesn't take long to do either. See, it only took a few seconds. So I'll do this and then I'll come back when it's all sprayed up and finished. So there you have, that's all nice and done and sprayed. As you can see, it's had 2 coats of paint. I bought this paint at a boot sale last year. I bought it was £2 each, or 6 for £10. Apologise. And so of course I bought 6, and all I did was use a heat gun, and because it's heat resistant paint, it dried it up very quickly, and this job was done within 5 minutes. So let's make a start on this carburetor now. Take these off. There's a 10mm there and 2 8mm. Right. So it's a smaller size carburetor than what it is the normal Quantum. Completely different. So I'll make sure I keep hold of this gasket there and try not damage that. Might have to turn that heating down a bit because it feels a bit hot. Now that wasn't even very tight, that came out so easy. Should just hold that pin there and twist it. Oh, I see, it's gone hooked. It's hooking that way. What I might do is take it off of there. It's quite an awkward one, this one. Oh, I see. Right, it's gone sideways. Come on. No. Right, I'm going to have to take all this apart on here just to take that off, and I'll come back to you. Right, so the carburetor's been taken apart. As you can see, it's all nice and clean inside there. There is a bit of gunk on the outside, but I'm going to stick it through the ultrasonic cleaner anyway. Even though the engine was running alright, I didn't have to, but I'm going to. But what I'm going to do is, well, I'm going to take... I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to turn this heater down a bit because it's burning my legs. Wow. Standing right close to it. Yeah, right, so I'm going to screw this jet in first. 1, half a turn. 1, 1.5. 1 3/4 that was. So when I put it back in, I'll turn all the way in and turn it out 1 3/4. So remember that. And if I get it wrong, let me know. It looks nice and clean, but just go and stick it in a cleaner and see how it does. Alright, so as you can see, this is all dirty underneath there. So I thought I'd make a start on this whilst the carb's being cleaned up in the ultrasonic cleaner. Oops, I just jogged the camera, didn't it? There we are. Light work. Ooh. Yeah. It's had a bit of a gash out of there. So I might have to give that a good flatten off. And then sharpen on that. And we give this a clean. You've seen me clean these before, so it's going to take a bit too long. So I'll give this a good old clean up, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like if it's all done with the blade sharpened as well. Alright, so I've flattened off the back there and nicely sharpened on that side, and also on the same as that one. It's balanced nice, it's equal. So we'll just get this back. Remember that when you put these back, if they got this bit that goes round, that has to go towards the top. So I'll just hit the camera there. Well, the carburetor came out reasonably well. The insides are all nice and clean, which is that's the main point of it. So let's start putting this thing back together. Get rid of that bit of dirt, and we'll put this jet back in first. If I can remember where it went, there it is. Alright, so we screw that all the way in, and then we'll take it back 1.5. If I can find my screwdriver now, here it is. Yeah. Screw it all the way in tight to what it was. Then out 1 3/4. Alright, so there's the 1/4. Half, 1 1/2, and that's it. That's all you need to do for that. And then we'll get the float back in, and the needle, fiddly little bits. So we'll get that onto there. Got some dirt on there, I didn't see that bit. And on the side, and just get this pin, hold it into place like that. Come on. That's it, and that's that done. Get this gasket back on. I didn't put that into the ultrasonic cleaner because I didn't want to ruin it. And then we get it and screw this back in as well. And then this is a 13 socket nut. It doesn't need a lot of tightening up. Is that the 13? No, that's the 10. Wrong one, I had it on the other. Just a little bit more. That's it. And that should do that, and we'll stick that back on. Well, we'll put this carburetor back on. I've stuck the hose on this side just so it makes it a little bit easier. So what I did earlier, I took the pin, the clip which goes in between from here, which is the on and off, and there, so it just makes it easier because I had to take the flap off earlier. Now I've reset the gap on there on the coil, so that goes to there. Better get some tools, I think, as well. It would help. Doesn't take long on that, does it? And then this can go back into there. Oh, that one went into there. That's that. I'll get the 13mm onto there. That's it. Alright, so the carb's back on. Before I could put the front plate, the air filter plate back on, I need to clean up this fuel tank and get the fuel tank on, just so that I can get the fuel hose lined up properly with it. So I need to give all these a good clean, and all I do is I'll just give it a little spray with WD-40, just let them sink in a bit, and then I'll just give it a scrub with that. Alright, so we start putting this back on. Let's make sure we can get it in the right spot. Make sure I can get this down in the right spot as well. So, and then I can put the clips back on the fuel tank. And all this is just as there's a screw here. I think the only clips, there's one bolt there, one bolt there, and one there, and that's what is holding the tank on, and that is it. And it's just put these other screws when you put the cover back on. And that's all there is to it. But not losing it. Right, so I will screw those back on, and also we get this oil filler back on as well. So I'll clip those back on, and then we'll come back to you. Right, so that's all put back together on there. So here's the new air filter. So we'll put that back on. I need some more of these. Oh, this one's a bit too big for this one. That's unusual. Right, that'll be alright. That's fine. Must be a slightly different size. I think it is slightly bigger size, but it is gone in though. So all is to put on there is the throttle cable back on there. Should have had that ready. Come on, go forward a bit more. That's it. Oops, sorry about it. That's it. So if I do the throttle, and there we go, nothing wrong with that. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these wheels off. They are in a bit of a dirty state, and I think they're a bit stiff as well. So I think the bearings could need re-greasing. So we'll take these off and see how they go. Come off very, very easy. Quite stuck in it. Well, this one's I think all the bearing cup has come out. I think the bearing's stuck on this one. There we go. That's probably just all the grease. That's it. That's it. Oh, this one's got a sealed bearing on this one. Yeah, this one's got a sealed bearing. Let's see if I put some WD-40 in that, because it is a bit... This has got loads of rubbish here. Yep. Right, so take this off as well. I'll give all these a clean up. That looks like... Cool, this heat is burning my legs. Looks like a 13mm. That's off. Leave that one bit. So what I'll do is I'll give all that a clean and have a look at the bearings. Okay, right, I took both sets of wheels off of these. What I did, I grinded that down just a little bit because it was quite rough on the aluminium there, and I just decided to give that side just a little spray over. I don't think I've matched it in too bad. It's not the best paint job in the world, but for what it's going to go for, and you know, it's not going to be a great deal. I just tidied it up really, and I think it looks quite reasonable. Well, as you can see, I've actually given it a respray really as best I can. I didn't take the engine off or nothing like that. It's not the best jobs I've ever done, but I think it looks alright. Also, what I've also done is I've gave the wheels it's just a coat of satin paint really. That's just a little tip I got off of Martin on Retro Restore. So thanks for that, Martin. Go and check him out. So what I'm going to be doing next, I'm going to be putting these two side wheels back on first. Put those on. I've got the other ones to take off and spray as well at the moment. I've left them on because I don't want the base of it to touch all the dirt on this table really. It's not too good. So I'll get all the bits and then I'll put these wheels on. Well, we'll start putting these brackets on. This little nut has to go at the back of here, but it keeps dropping down, so I've put some grease on the back of it, and I'm hoping that that is going to hold it there, which it does, which is good. So there's a little tip there. We'll hold it into place just a little bit, just to get that screwed in. And what I'll do is I'll get me ratchet gun and we'll tighten that up. Right, so as you can see, all the wheels are all done now, all back on. And what I did as well, I actually sprayed all the handlebars as well. So I've got to take this bit off here to get the first bit on first. It's going to be all awkward having the top bit on as well. So let's get this done. Trust me, this is not as easy as what you would think. complete wrong bolt for that. I don't have the right one. Well, I do have one, but I'm not going to use it. Oops, there we go. Just dropped it. Right, I'll get that in a minute. Put that on. Right, so that's the handle done. Okay, so next we're going to put this exhaust back on, and that's what it's come out like. Okay, so let's get this cable back on. This is just put in by little Z. Let's push this back up more. That's it. That goes into there. Better not put it upside down. Back just a little bit in a minute. That's that done. Right, so I've put the oil in, it's all ready to go. All I've got to do now is put some petrol in, and then we'll take it out and see if she fires up all right. Start. Well, that started very easy, didn't it? I'm quite surprised that has happened. Nice, simple. That's how you want it, though, didn't you? Just put your foot on where you meant to put your foot on. Nice, gentle. It started. Well, you saw it. So yeah, I'm very pleased with that. So what did I do with that? I gave it a spray in the end. Done the handlebars. It's had a full service. Blade's been done, and I think it looks really good. So I think that one should sell very quickly. All I've got to do now is I've got to do some patching up on this grass box which come with it. It's got some holes on it there, so it's got 1, 2, 3 holes on there, one there, one there as well. So got a little job for Dizzy Dye on her sewing machine. So what I'll do is I'll take this off. I'm sure it comes out of this frame, hopefully it does. If not, she'll have to stitch it up by hand. She's in the sewing room at the moment, as it happens here. So, right, that's the end of that one. I ain't going to keep waffling on. I know it's been a few weeks since I've done my last video. It's because I was waiting on parts, really, and waiting for people to come and pick up bits of theirs so I can get some room in here. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Don't forget, if you are here for the very first time, please hit the subscribe button and hit that little grey notification bell, and then you'll be let know when I'm doing the next video. So if you did like this one as well, please give us a thumbs up, and until next time, cheerio.